Good morning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocols observed. I'm very pleased to be here this morning to present an update on Vodafone PNG's journey in Papua New Guinea. All right, I might have to relook at the slides here because that screen is too small. But anyway, it's been fantastic. We have been in the market a little bit over 2 years, I think 2.5 years or so now. But before I dive into the presentation proper, I just wanted you to have a look at some of the stats that we have up here on the screen. Now, PNG, when we look at the population, we've got differing views on what the population is exactly. Is it 10 million? Is it 12 million? I have seen some reference made by President of PNG Co, Anthony Ismare, that it could be as high as 15, even 17 million. So that again, hopefully the new census is going to give us some indication as to where the real population of PNG is, because when you are dividing by a denominator of 10 or 12 million versus 15 or 17 million, then the results are very, very different. When we look at the number of telcos, so we have a few telcos in the market, obviously Digicel being there for about 15 years plus, Telecom in the market, which acquired and merged with B-Mobile. We've got Dataco in there, and of course your newest and latest telco in the market, Vodafone. Together, the three telcos have different levels of coverage, but between the three telcos we cover almost 80% of the population. And when you look at the mobile phone penetration, it's only sitting at around 30-35% at the most. When you compare PNG data and statistics to the remainder of the Pacific Island countries, in most of the other Pacific Island countries, you have mobile phone penetration, which is very, very close to 100%. If you look at, for example, the likes of Fiji, mobile phone penetration is sitting at almost 130%. There's more SIMs than the number of people in Fiji. And in PNG, that number is still quite low. And when you're looking at the internet penetration, the number is slightly lower than 35%. And what does that mean? It just means that there is not enough people that are connected to mobile phones, there are not enough people that are connected to mobility or internet, and therefore the development and enhancements is actually a lot slower than what it could be. In terms of total subscriber base between the three telcos, it's on or about 4.2, maximum 4.5 million. Literacy rate, again, sitting at around 61-62%. The biggest impediment to the telecommunication companies in PNG is the unavailability of power. So if you look at grid power availability in PNG, it's sub 20%. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the power space, which is energizing the nation. So we've heard a lot in the resources sector, in the mineral sector, in the power generation, etc. So today we have access to a lot of great technology, renewables, etc. And I think if the government can work with the aid agencies and partners to electrify PNG, it's going to result in a lot of good things for PNG. So we need to really understand the environment within which we are working to bring things into context. And obviously, again, a very, very high rural population. And this is where the telecommunications companies can make a huge difference. Lorna previously, in the previous presentation, touched a little bit on cell money. Now, Vodafone in Fiji has got fantastic experience, and a lot of great things has happened on the back of rolling out the mobile money solution, which is called M-Pesa. And a few years back, there was only about 40 to 45,000 people that were using M-Pesa, but after the pandemic, and how the Fijian government used the M-Pesa platform, enrolled more than 500,000 people that are using the mobile money platform. And today, if you look at it, almost 60% of the total inward remittance coming into Fiji comes directly on the mobile handset. So I was having a chat with Russell last week, or was it before last week, where we were talking about digital ID and how we could use the existing data that sits with the likes of BSP, with Digicel, with Vodafone, with Telecom, etc., and how we can start getting people enrolled and registered so that there is some form of identification that can be used to enroll people. So I think from just an overall stats point of view, it's important for us to look at this and understand this so that we know where we stand and what are some of the key prerequisites that are required in the market for us to really make sure that the mobile telecommunications companies, the mobile platform is effectively used to benefit not only the government and the stakeholders, but also all the citizens. Moving on to the next one in terms of our progress. So in a very short span of about 2.5 years, Vodafone has built, and today we operate just a little over 800 towers, and we cover almost 60-65% of the population. You will see that in a very short span of time, we have gained 30% market share, which is actually quite incredible. And what this means is obviously there are a number of people that use dual SIMs, so they will use, when the promotions are great, they will use Vodafone, and at times when the promotions are greater with Digicel, they will use Digicel. So what we've found out is while we have 30% market share, there's a certain percentage of that populace that use dual SIM. We have just surpassed around 1.3 million subscribers, which is again fantastic for a new telco in the market. If you look at some of the great achievements or some of the great things that we have done, not only for ourselves but also for the Papua New Guineans, is that there are reports in PNG which indicate that after Vodafone came into the market about 2 years ago, the retail data rates in the market have actually come down by 80%. So that has been a fantastic achievement. So what I'm trying to say here is obviously Digicel have done a fantastic work, Telecom have done a fantastic work. It's not easy to come in a country like Papua New Guinea where doing business is quite difficult to be able to roll out network services, and they all have done fantastic work. But I think the more competition that you have in the market, the better for all stakeholders. I think from a communications perspective, from a telco perspective, it's good for us because it's going to keep us on our toes. We will become more innovative. We will become more customer-centric. From a customer perspective, it is great because at the end of the day, the customers get more choice. The prices will come down. The services will improve. You have more choice. And I think at the end of the day, it's a win-win for everyone. And unlike other markets where you have a fair bit of saturation, PNG is still largely a green market for us. When you look at the penetration sitting at 35%, we are not going to eat each other's lunch. We will actually all work together, collaborate, and actually grow the market. If penetration comes to around, close to 100%, then we might start taking a little bit of market share from each other. But what we really now need to do is grow the size of the market. Also, I think Lorna also touched on this, and I'm sure Mark and them will also touch on this, is basically when you look at the telecommunications companies, on the platform, on the mobility platform, we can roll out so many services. Today, where we are connecting people, what are the people doing largely? They're getting onto Facebook, they're getting onto Instagram, they're getting into LinkedIn, TikTok, and all of that. So it's a way where they can entertain themselves. There's a little bit of leisure, there's a little bit of fun and activity. But if you connect more and more people, what government can do is start rolling out government e-services using these platforms. Once you have mobile money solutions, or equivalent of cell money, Vodafone will come up with M-Kina. And once this is rolled out and there is greater adoption of this product in the market, it will have greater financial inclusion, greater financial literacy, etc. And I shared with a few people that when we rolled out 4G communications in Vodafone, you have very, very basic things. For example, if there's a fisherman that is going out and catching fish, generally he would come back, he will have the fish on the roadside and spend 4 or 5 hours trying to sell his catch. As soon as you equip that fisherman with a smartphone, what he can do is take a picture of his catch and post it on his Facebook. And before he comes to shore, his catch is actually sold. We have many of those cases in Fiji where the resorts and local motels and hotels were buying fresh produce from fishermen. And before they could reach the shore, all the catch was sold. And when M-Pesa came in, they would receive money for their catch before they could go and deliver their stock. So these are very, very basic, small, micro entrepreneurial activities that can happen and start stimulating a lot of business across PNG. So this is the power of mobile telecommunications. You can have things like e-medicine, e-education. There's a lot of talk about trying to have more Papua New Guineans educated. We can use the mobile platform to connect all of that. Jumping on, again, from a Vodafone perspective, when you look at the services that we can provide, it's no different to what all the other telcos can do. So generally, we are very happy and we have all products and services, while the focus for us in the last year or two has been largely on the consumer front. We are also now in a very good position to provide corporate solutions, so business solutions, anything to do with basic voice and mobility solutions, to more complex solutions where we can do bespoke solutions like private LTE solutions for mining particularly. We can do cybersecurity solutions, SD-WAN, dedicated internet, etc., etc. I think it's important to understand that it's quite difficult to do business in PNG. Outside of POM, the uptime of services, regardless of whichever operator you go with, is actually quite challenging, can be challenging. So I think it's great that you have more than one or two options now in the market, and with the advent of SD-WAN technology, for example, you can have multiple providers. And also, when you look at the telecommunications industry, it's not only about 3G, 4G, 5G anymore. You now also have LEO and MEO satellite providers that are coming out into the space. What it means for the customers is there's going to be greater resiliency, there's going to be a more robust network, and you can be connected with greater uptimes, which means improved productivity, improved efficiency, better customer service, lower cost. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a win-win for all parties. Moving on. Obviously, I have to do a little bit of a marketing pitch for Vodafone. We are the newest telco. We want to grow our market share from 30, hopefully to 50% within the next 2.5 years. And why should you look at Vodafone as a strong competitor in the market? The reason why you should look at us is because we are an established brand. We have got 7 operations across the Pacific. We can not only provide you with a PNG specific solution, we can also give you a regional solution. And if you want us to provide you with a global solution, we also have very close association with Vodafone Group and Global. So very similar to Digicel, who have got the backing of Telstra, we also have got the backing of Vodafone Group. So we can provide not only local but regional and global solutions as well. Without going into the details, generally the corporate customers that have come on board and tried our services, we can guarantee that we can give you a 20 to 30% savings in whatever you are spending with your existing provider today. And it's not only about savings, we will also give you great services, which is going to be better than, if not equivalent to, what you are getting today. Again, I touched on this aspect that looking at Vodafone is not only from a competition perspective, but from a customer perspective, it's from an increased resiliency for your business. If one network is down, the other one is up. If one medium is down, the other medium is up. And that's why we have forged a partnership also with the likes of Starlink, where we have signed a group deal for all 7 markets. And we are hoping that the presentation that was done by Andrew yesterday, and with the media PR that has gone out, particularly with the autonomous region of Bougainville having that partnership with Starlink, that PNG will be able to also move quite quickly, because when you look at the penetration numbers, the coverage numbers, the number of people that don't still have access to internet connectivity in PNG, it makes a lot of sense for people like Starlink to come in, because we don't look at Starlink as a competitor. We look at Starlink and other LEO partners as a partner for telecommunications companies. It's not only about reselling their products in the enterprise space or consumer space, but also using them as a backhaul solution. You will also see a lot of industry improvements. You saw Lorna present that they've now got over 1,000 sites that are now 4G, and It's no news that, Digicel is also working on a number of their sites which are going to be 5G. And this is the innovation that you will see in the market when you have more and more competition. So, Vodafone will also up their game, Telecom will up their game, Dataco will up their game. And at the end of the day, it's the Papua New Guineans that will benefit. And of course, I don't have to mention a lot of choice, a lot of affordability, and of course, it's going to bring in a lot of innovation across the entire business. I won't touch this. These are three critical components, just very high level. Digital transformation. Every business will have to go through digital transformation. If you don't, you will be left behind. With digital transformation comes a lot of cyber issues. You will need to manage cybersecurity, and all telecommunications companies will be able to help you with cybersecurity companies, and of course, automation and AI. We are quite uniquely placed in Papua New Guinea because we not only are a telco, but we also own Digitech ICT. So when we go and talk to our customers, we talk a one-stop shop solution. We will take care of your connectivity, we'll take care of your hardware, software, professional services, managed services, you name it. It's one party that you deal with, and we will manage all of that for you. Apart from that, I think if you want to engage in any specific discussions, we don't have a booth, but Jashnil is there. We have our director, Peter, that's here, myself. You can find us anywhere, but you can also get in touch with us, and we will be more than happy to provide more information. I know my time is up, but I'll just take another minute or two just to say thank you. And I have a short video to play, which gives a little bit more information about some of the customers that we have enrolled and a little bit more information about Vodafone. And my closing remarks is just going to be, we are asking all customers to give Vodafone a chance. If you don't know about us, if you don't think that we are a serious player, please speak to us, because it is important also that customers support our business. If you support our business, you make us stronger. If you make us stronger, we become a decent competitor. If you have more competition in the market, at the end of the day, it is the customers that win. It is all stakeholders within the ecosystem that win. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to connect with each one of you later on today or tomorrow. Thank you.
From the dynamic urban centers to the serene landscape of Papua New Guinea, Vodafone is dedicated to bridging connections within the nation and to the world. In a time where technology continuously reshapes lives, Vodafone is leading the charge to empower communities, enhance businesses, and transform lives with unparalleled connectivity. Vodafone is on a mission to connect more Papua New Guineans than ever before. With over 800 communication towers established in record time, our infrastructure now spans across all 22 provinces. This substantial investment in world-class resilient technology ensures reliable and sustainable connectivity, bringing assurance to individuals and businesses alike.
Internet service, which is vital to our daily operations, has improved. GPS and alarm service with rely on the internet has experienced better connectivity and speed. The team at Vodafone are always available when support is required.
Vodafone infrastructure empowers communities, fosters innovation, and supports economic growth across the nation. Vodafone goes beyond connectivity. It is a lifeline that empowers sectors critical to Papua New Guinea's development.
Reliable and secure network provided by Vodafone has allowed us to operate with confidence, knowing that our data and information are protected.
Vodafone Business is revolutionizing various sectors through targeted technological solutions. In healthcare, it minimizes administrative burdens, improves work conditions, and supports remote patient monitoring to optimize resources and enhance care quality. For transport and logistics, Vodafone's asset tracking helps businesses cut operational costs amid rising expenses. In agriculture, Vodafone enables smart farming by digitizing resource monitoring, enhancing productivity, and reducing waste. Vodafone Papua New Guinea is committed to affordable connectivity that transforms lives and fosters new growth opportunities.
Vodafone PNG, their customer service is excellent. When we face a little challenges, when we call them, they're just on point, on time. They respond to us very quickly, and I will rate them 10 out of 10 for that.
Through Vodafone Business Smart Operations, organizations can build productive and adaptable environments, ready to meet new demands and drive progress. With Vodafone, you gain more than just a network. You gain a partner committed to empowering you, your community, and your business for a brighter, more connected future.
You are now connected with us.